Alright, hey everybody, St. Godric here with another fight breakdown video. This one from a duchy level tournament out of the Kingdom of the Rising Winds. This one was sent to me to review, so we've got Halfdan and Migal here. Both of these guys are in the same fighting company, my fighting company, which is why we're going to be breaking down and reviewing this. Both of them have 6 Orders of the Warrior, and this is the open category. So if you like this type of content, would like to see more of it, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Feel free, reach out, send me some content, some videos if you want me to review some of your fights. Would love to do it. So with that out of the way, let's jump in. Okay. So we've got open category here. Looks like both fighters are running with a Madu or like down stick here with the shield. Halfdan here on the left is running a long and a short. It looks like Migal is running 2 shorts. Both look like medium boards here to start with. So both fighters here in this first little bit are taking very small steps, and they're both moving in the same direction with each other. So and they're both just moving that direction. There isn't much major steps, and there isn't anything horizontal as well. So just something here, both squared up, eye to eye, board to board. Pretty standard here, and not ideal footwork wise. Ideally you'd have a little bit more movement in there to throw your opponent off. Here when you've got just 2 steps, you're kind of taking a step forward, step back. Both of you are doing the same thing. It's a little predictable here on where your shots are going to be coming from because you're in one straight line.
Hey bud, I'm not unbuckling.
So it looks like a shot was thrown here, and it hit Migal's arm. He dropped that arm. Yep, there. So this, I'm not sure particularly what is going here. I think it's fine, I guess, but Halfdan here gave Migal a lot of time. He'd let him reset. So if this were me, I probably would have just dropped the board, flipped the sword up, and tried to fight like normal. This here, I feel like doing that downward stab motion is going to be really, it's going to be really hard to get a kill from that. So I would rather have just picked up my stick and tried to go for something here. But that one's just me. I don't think there's any ideal situation here, so that's fine.
Oh, my face for a second. Nope! I think
Halfdan got that person.
Yeah, I came through.
That's like the 4th time he's done that. Come here, babe.
Second
Come
play.
here, you want to sit with me?
So same thing here. You can see Migal did it a little bit. The steps, he just went from like here to here with there, and same thing with Halfdan. Again, just little steps. So neither fighter is taking big steps out, which could open up shots, and neither fighter is going in either direction, which could open up fights as well, or open up shots as well. So the downside, again, of doing this is it is going to make your shots very clear in broadcast, right? You only have so many spots that you can go to if you're lining up belt buckle to belt buckle. Well, if had a belt buckle, right? You're running a straight line there, and so if you can rotate this out in either direction, it's going to open up hips and shoulders in ways that wouldn't otherwise. Something else here, stance-wise, I think both fighters are okay. Here, I would prefer Migal's board to be up a little bit higher. Personally, that's just me, because I feel like this, especially versus people that are taller than him, this shoulder would be wide open. But it's not the end of the world here. Both fighters are doing good at keeping their boards relatively flat. Could always go flatter, but just because they've got the down sticks here, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. We'll keep going. Nothing there. So there was, I think, the only instance in this fight where one of the down sticks really came into play. Right there, it was able to block. Most of the time in open fights, people will throw these down sticks down, and I feel like they hurt people more than they help people, because people just aren't used to fighting with them, and so most people, 9 out of 10, would just be better off going sword and board, because they become a distraction, which we'll see here later in the fight with Halfdan. It does become a distraction for him, but on this one, it was able to block one shot here, so worth it in that instance. Most people, I don't think, need to do the Madu or the down stick. It doesn't do a whole lot for most.
Oh, sorry.
So on this one, we'll go back just a little bit here. See if I can get it. So Migal's board comes pretty far out, which is okay because he's specifically trying to get up and block a shot. He gets hit in the head, no big deal here. Ideally, so he did step a little bit off this time, which is good, but the board, especially when you have a punch, shouldn't be out this wide, which is part of the reason why I struggle and I don't like the down stick fighting in open, because you have two separate goals here, right? Your down stick, if you're using it offensively at all, needs to be out away from your body, where you have a punch shield, or sorry, you have a strap shield, which the goal of the strap shield is to stay close to your body. And so you've got two like competing objectives here when you fight like this. And so if you're going to do this, ideally do it with like a punch shield or a dedicated Madu that's down, just because I feel like it is not optimal when you have your board way out this far away from you. And then same thing right here with Halfdan, your stick is on the ground, just not ideal. For the longevity of your stick, but then also you could very easily get caught up. I know that you're fighting with your long down right here, which is generally a good idea. I think that that's fine, but just make sure that you keep your board up a little bit more, because even if you wanted to throw a good shot with this right now, you couldn't, because it is caught on the ground there. So we'll continue on here.
Oh, sorry. Left.
So in here, good. After this leg, let me go back here. Okay, Migal gets a good leg, and Halfdan switches over and puts his long stick up, which is a good call here, I think, for a lot of fighters. The thing here, Migal shouldn't have let him. There's no reason to let the opponent switch sticks there and get an advantage. You have the advantage, push the advantage. There's not a reason there to let him switch and do what he wants to do. So the long stick is up. It ends up, let's see, the downside of this right here, right? Let me pull up my draw tool. Generally, when you're legged, you want your board to be more flat, or at least like this angle. You don't really want it super far out like it is here. But the downside is, because you're fighting with a down stick, it forces your whole board out, which leaves this more open. So if you're going to do this when you get legged like this, just drop your stick. Like there's no need for it. Most of the time, you're not going to be able to get stabs off, which is the whole point of this, and you don't need it to guard your leg anymore because your leg's already gone. So at this point, it would be more advantageous for you to drop the down stick and just run with a normal flat board, because this is going to hamper you movement-wise, and there's no real upside to it at that point. And then ends up the arm. Elbow gets hit there. So it's 1-1. Same thing here. Good stance, both fighters. Both fighters are going sword foot forward, which is pretty normal here. Again, I would prefer for this board to be up a little bit more, but not the end of the world. Both fighters have fairly good stance. Weight isn't too terribly. It's all shifted forward, but it's not horribly so. Nothing there. Bunch of blocks. Again, you can see here with Migal's board, because he has two separate goals that's going on here, right? So he's trying to block himself with a strap shield, which should be close to body, and then stab with your stick, which needs to come away from the body. And so again, just the competing goals on what you're trying to do with your equipment here. Okay. So here, this is where earlier when I said that a lot of people are better off just fighting sword and board. You can see Halfdan here, he gets armed, and his initial goal is to flip his gear around, but he can't because he's got the downstick and the board right here. So we see that little like hesitation, which then lets his leg get taken. So let's back it up a little bit. Okay. So you see this elbow is going to get hit. Yep. And then right here, you're like, oh, okay, what do I do? What do I do? Generally, you would drop the board, you would then flip the stick up, and you would fight like normal. But because you have the down stick, there's a little bit of a hesitation, which is like, oh no, what do I? Yep. So overall, good fights. Overall, Migal gets it 2-1. I don't think anything major that I would say to improve on. Biggest thing I think for both fighters here would just be footwork. All of your fights were going in straight lines and with pretty small steps. If you can instead go with straight lines but like at 45-degree angles, or even just straight back and then step in, you're going to open up a lot more shots than just going, you're going to be a lot less predictable as well, just going back and forth. And that was something with both fighters there. So good fights here, guys. Feel free and leave comments down below if you see something else here. The fighters sent this to me because they would love feedback to help them get better. So if you have feedback for them, drop it down below. Be kind with it, but it is useful. We are all trying to get better here with all of our fighting stuff. So leave those comments down below, and we'll see you next week with another one of these. Peace.